coders. This one shocked even the people inside the tech world. GitHub Copilot, Amazon Code Whisperer. These AI tools are now writing functional code, not just small snippets, but entire features, entire modules. Companies like Salesforce and Google have already announced they are slowing junior developer hiring because AI is absorbing that entry-level workload. The entry point to the tech career ladder, the one that an entire generation was told to chase, is being sealed off from the bottom up. Analysts, financial analysts, data analysts, business intelligence teams. Tools like Microsoft Copilot integrated directly into Excel and Power BI are doing in minutes what used to take entire analyst teams full work weeks. Pulling data, spotting trends, generating reports, building recommendations. Entire analytics departments that used to employ 15 people are being restructured around 3 people and an AI dashboard. And the 12 people who used to fill those seats, they were told it was restructuring. They were told it was efficiency. What they weren't told was that they were being permanently replaced by a software subscription. So if all these middle-class workers are losing, who is winning? This is the part of the conversation that most people are too polite to have. For most of American economic history, the equation looked like this: human skill, salary. You had a skill. You sold that skill. You earned a salary. That salary gave you a life. It wasn't a perfect system, but it gave tens of millions of Americans a clear and achievable path to stability. That equation has been quietly, deliberately rewritten. And the new one looks like this: AI owner, profit, not human, not skill, not salary. AI does the work. The owner of the AI captures the value. And the profit flows upward, not outward. And here's the question that should be sitting heavy with you right now. Who owns AI? Not you, not your family, not your neighborhood, not your union. Corporations own AI. Venture-backed tech companies own AI. Billionaires who invested early own AI. Microsoft owns OpenAI. Google owns Gemini. Amazon owns the cloud infrastructure that the entire system runs on. When AI replaces a writer, the writer loses their income. But Microsoft doesn't lose anything. Microsoft gains. When AI replaces an analyst, that analyst loses their livelihood. But the corporation that deployed the AI just boosted their profit margin by 30% and reported a great quarter to their shareholders. This is the largest quiet transfer of economic value in modern American history. And it is happening with almost no public conversation about it, because the people it benefits most are also the people with the most influence over that conversation. The system doesn't need millions of comfortable people. It needs a small group of owners and a large group of dependent workers. Sit with that for a moment. Because what that describes is a two-tier economy. Not upper class, middle class, working class. Just two groups. Those who own the tools that create value, and those who compete for whatever work the tools haven't taken yet. And what makes this particularly devastating for the American middle class is that you built your entire identity around your work. Americans don't just have jobs. Americans are their jobs. You introduce yourself by what you do. Your self-worth, your social status, your sense of security. It is all woven into your professional identity. And that identity is being quietly dissolved. Not by a recession you can point to. Not by outsourcing you can get angry about. Not by a market crash with a date attached to it. But gradually, silently, update by update, layoff by layoff, restructuring by restructuring, quarter by quarter. Now I could end this video right here. Leave you with the data and the fear and nothing else. But that is not why you are still watching. You are still here because somewhere inside you, you don't just want to understand what is happening. You want to know what to do about it? And here's the most honest answer I can give you. The middle class that survives this shift will not be the one that tries to compete with AI. It will be the one that learns to own a piece of it. Not necessarily by becoming an engineer overnight. Not by learning to code from scratch. Not by buying tech stocks and hoping the market does the work for you. But by fundamentally changing how you think about your economic value and where it comes from. The question you need to stop asking is, how do I make myself irreplaceable to an employer? Because that game is getting harder every single quarter. And it is a game where the rules keep changing beneath your feet. The question you need to start asking is, how do I use AI to create value that I capture? Not value that I hand over to someone else in exchange for a salary that they can cut the moment a cheaper option appears. Freelancers who use AI are outcompeting entire agencies right now. Small operators who understand these tools are doing the work of full teams. Individuals who know how to direct, refine, and deploy AI are building leverage that used to require capital, employees, and years of scale. The power is shifting. But it is not shifting in only one direction unless you decide to stand still and let it. So let me leave you with the real question. Not the one most people are asking themselves right now. Most people are asking, will AI replace me? That is the wrong question. The question is, will you own AI or will you compete against it? Because those are the only two positions that exist in the economy being built around you right now. The comfortable, stable, degree equals security version of the middle class that was promised to you is fading. But a new kind of stability is absolutely possible. It just looks completely different from what your parents described at the dinner table. And the first step toward it is exactly what you just did. You got informed. Now go one step further. Share this video with someone you know who is still operating like it is 2015. Someone who is still climbing a ladder that is being quietly taken apart beneath them. Because the most dangerous place to be right now is comfortable. And the most powerful thing you can be is the person in the room who actually understands what is happening before everyone else figures it out. The poor were always replaceable. The rich are never replaceable. But the middle class, they were temporary. Welcome back. And if you're new here, you picked the right video to find first. What I'm about to show you is not a prediction about the future. It's already happening. Right now, in your industry, possibly in your own company, you're going to see the job market and your place in it completely differently. So don't skip, don't tab out. The part that's going to hit you the hardest is not at the beginning. It's not even in the middle. It's toward the end, and most people never make it there. Let's start with a lie you were told as a child. You were told a very specific story growing up in America. Work hard, get a degree, get a good job, climb the ladder, retire comfortable. That was the deal. That was the American dream, packaged and sold to every single middle-class family from the 1950s all the way through the 2010s. And for a while it worked. A degree meant safety. A salary meant stability. A promotion meant progress. Your parents believed it. Your teachers taught it. Your guidance counselors built their entire career advice around it. And so you did what you were supposed to do. Maybe you went to college. Maybe you racked up student loans. Maybe you spent years building a skill, writing, designing, coding, analyzing data because you were told that skill was your ticket, your value, your security. But here's what nobody told you. The ladder you were climbing was already being demolished while you were on it because AI doesn't climb ladders. AI deletes them. Now here's where it gets really interesting and uncomfortable. A lot of people assume AI is going to replace the lowest paying jobs first. The janitors, the cashiers, the warehouse workers. And yes, some of that is happening. But the real target, the bullseye that every major tech company and corporation has quietly circled, it's the middle class. The $50,000 to $120,000 a year earner. The person with the degree, the person with the skill set, the person who did everything right. And there are three specific reasons why the middle class is the perfect target. And I want you to hear all three of them clearly. The first reason is that your work is pattern-based. Think about what most middle-class jobs actually involve. Writing reports, editing copy, designing graphics, reviewing contracts, analyzing spreadsheets, writing code, answering customer questions. These feel like skilled tasks. And they are skilled. You spent years getting good at them. But to an AI system, they are patterns. Recognizable, repeatable, learnable patterns. And AI learns patterns faster than any human ever could. That is not an opinion. That is a measurable, documented fact. That is playing out in real time across every major industry in this country. The second reason is that you're expensive. This is the cold math that every CFO in America is running right now. A mid-level marketing manager in the United States costs a company, on average, between $80,000 and $110,000 a year. And that's before you factor in benefits, healthcare, paid time off, office space, HR management, and the inevitable raises. And a AI tool that performs 80% of that same work costs maybe $500 a month. You do that math. Because corporate America already has, and they did it a long time ago. The third reason is the one nobody wants to say out loud. AI improves every single month. When you learn a skill, you plateau. That's human. That's normal. You get good at something, you level out, and you maintain. But AI gets demonstrably better with every update, every product release, every new model. The gap between what you can do and what AI can do is not staying the same. It is closing fast. And in some fields, it has already closed completely. Now, I want you to stop thinking about this as a future problem, because it stopped being a future problem about 2 years ago. Let me walk you through what is actually happening right now, industry by industry. So this stops feeling like a theory and starts feeling like what it actually is, reality. Writers. In 2022, most content agencies employed full teams of writers. Blog posts, ad copy, email campaigns, product descriptions. These were full-time writers with benefits, with careers, with mortgages, built on that steady income. By 2024, major media companies had laid off hundreds of journalists and content writers. Not because the content stopped being needed, but because I could produce a solid first draft in 11 seconds that used to take a writer 4 hours. BuzzFeed, Sports Illustrated, the LA Times. These aren't small operations. These are American institutions, and they let their writers go. Designers, graphic designers spent years, sometimes entire decades, mastering tools like Photoshop and Illustrator, learning color theory, understanding brand identity, building portfolios that represented their life's work. Now, a marketing manager with zero design experience can open Midjourney or Adobe Firefly, type a simple prompt, and have a polished, professional-looking visual asset in 30 seconds. I'm not saying AI design is better. I'm saying corporations don't care if it's better. They care if it's cheaper and fast enough. And it is.